Hey, what is up guys? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another GT7 news and update video. This time regarding the brand new update 1.29 trailer which has just dropped within the last few hours. And to be honest, this trailer absolutely exceeded any expectations. So we knew we were getting the PSVR2 implementation way in advance. We knew that the cars that we were getting were coming. I believe the only one we were wrong on was the Genesis. I believe that's now called the Ital Design, a different VGT. Looks like there's two different versions of that car, so that'll be pretty cool. But yeah, 4 brand new cars. PSVR2, we all knew that was coming over the last few days. However, there's a little bit more to this one. So if you are a PlayStation 5 owner of Gran Turismo 7, Sophy AI will be implemented into the game coming tomorrow, alongside the implementation of PSVR2 and the car. So Sophy has finally entered the game for us to try out. From what I can gather, there's different versions of this. It's kind of an event. There is kind of a one-to-one event where you will race on your own with a very tough Sophy AI, and you will have a really hard time beating them. I believe you're in identical cars and such. And then there is the different mode, which is kind of an event which takes place over 4 different courses, I believe, and this basically pits you up against the different colours of Sophy. So from what I can gather is there's kind of green, I believe blue, I think maybe red, and the fastest one is kind of purple or violet. So yeah, plenty of action to go off there. Basically, your goal is to basically beat the lot of them, and they basically get scaled down to how your car is, kind of rated on the PP scale. So it'll scale them accordingly. I believe the difficulty as well will be dependent on what tyres each of the Sophy AI will run. So it's looking very, very interesting. I cannot wait to jump in and finally get my chance to race Sophy AI. I have been waiting for better AI to come into GT7. It looks like we're finally starting to see Sophy slowly get brought into the game. So that event will be running until the end of March. I believe the one-to-one races that you do, I'm not quite sure if they're separate or if that is included in the event, or if it'll kind of be a permanent fixture. So it is looking like Sophy is being brought into the game over the next few months. Well, obviously it'll be coming tomorrow, but then it's looking like they'll probably expand it from there. So that will be very, very interesting. Super excited, and that is only for PlayStation 5 players, alongside the PSVR2 support as well. The 4 new cars that we knew about, that is the Honda RA272. That is one that I predicted with the Silhouette. That one is coming. That's going to be absolutely incredible. We've got the Citreon DS21 Pallas. Again, another one that we kind of got right, with the hydraulic suspension and all that. Very interesting car. Not a fast car, but they were very successful back in the day at rally racing. So I'm interested to get a bit of a dirt build going with one of those. Then there is obviously the Ital Design. I'm pretty sure it's a VGT. I think it's called something like the EXE, something like that. It's got a very strange name, bit of a mouthful, but there is looking like there's 2 versions of that, so that one will be very interesting. And then obviously last up we have the Carrera 2.7, absolutely awesome car, stunning motor this one, but I definitely feel like I've just had enough of Porsches being added into the game, but it is very exciting to see that car come in. Hopefully we get a bit of a break from Porsches, or they kind of go away from the 911 model of cars, because I feel like we've pretty much got nearly every generation of this car at this point, but that is definitely a highlighted one, so I'm very happy to see that enter the game. And the other big talking point, well, it's a brand new track. A bit of a returning original, which isn't the returning original, if that makes sense. So Grand Valley is back, but it is not back as in the Speedway. It's actually called Grand Valley Highway 1. So this will be a very interesting new layout. Although it's a returning name, I believe the track's never ever featured before. It is not going to be the remake that we all expected of Speedway. However, if you look at the trailer, the sign does say Grand Valley Speedway, so maybe this will pave the way for Speedway to return at some point, which is the one that we pretty much all know and love. It's a very interesting track, and it's actually very visually impressive. I was really took away by the scale of this track. It looks absolutely incredible as it kind of rolls through the hills. You've got the big iconic bridges, and there was a shot of a Chevy going through a tunnel as well, so a kind of a throwback to Speedway. So it'll be interesting to see if we do eventually get Speedway, how it'll be implemented off of some of the highway track, if that kind of makes sense. So yeah, very, very interesting to see this one return, a fresh take on Grand Valley, and I'm absolutely amazed for this track to come back after so long and hearing so much about it being data mined and teased. It finally returns in a whole new kind of dress, I guess. It's yeah, absolutely great news, so cannot wait for this one. Hopefully they'll build upon that, like I said, by bringing Speedway in. I was expecting at most the Nürburgring layouts, and there was no news on that. They could come, but I'm pretty doubtful. Maybe they'll come next update. There is a screenshot going around Twitter, I believe, of the short layout of the Nürburgring, which can be seen. It's the short layout of the GP circuit, so I'm going to assume they'll be coming in the near future. They're looking pretty much ready. I don't think they'll be coming in that update. So those are the main features coming to GT7 with update 1.29. PSVR2, the 4 cars, and maybe a variant, so maybe kind of 5 cars. Obviously Sophy AI, a massive welcome to that, and I cannot wait to give that a go. And then obviously a brand new original track, Grand Valley Highway 1. Obviously, I know a lot of this is very focused towards the PS5, so in terms of PSVR2, that's PlayStation 5 only, and Sophy AI, I believe, is PlayStation 5 only, which is a shame for PlayStation 4 players, but, it's maybe what this game needs is to move away from the old tech of the PS4 so they can push out much better updates, much more powerful updates in the future. Obviously, PlayStation 5s are becoming more readily available, depending where you are. Yes, they are not the cheapest things going, but they've definitely gone down in price. Would I recommend picking a PlayStation 5 up just for this game? If we're going to get updates like this, yes. If you're massively into Gran Turismo 7 on your PlayStation 4, then honestly, upgrading to the PS5 version to get these extra features is probably worthy. And let's be honest, it's just the natural progression you're going to get from a PS4 console is to move up to the PS5. So it's looking like now is going to be a decent time for you to do so, especially if you've been sitting on the fence and you're a massive Gran Turismo nut like the rest of us. I'll obviously start my coverage from 8 AM tomorrow morning, which is when the update basically goes live in my time zone, which is GMT. I'll be covering it all day in all the details, all the cars, all the tracks, all the new events that we may be getting. I'll take a look at Sophy. So it's looking like it's going to be a jam-packed week in terms of Gran Turismo 7 content and into the future. I cannot wait to bring you this one. I will also be showing off at PSVR2 to give you my thoughts on how it feels within GT7, as I know a lot of us, especially myself, are mainly getting it for that purpose. So I'll give you my honest review. Obviously, I've paid out my own money to get it, so it won't be any kind of paid for or sponsored ad review. You will get my honest opinion on it. You'll get my honest opinion on the update as well, and my honest opinion on Sophy. So you guys that are on PlayStation 4 can see if it's something that might kind of push you to upgrade your console if you can finally get your hands on one. That's going to be it from me today. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, turn those notifications on so you don't miss an upload from me. You're not going to want to miss these next few weeks. It's going to be absolutely massive for the channel. Thank you so much for your support recently. It means an absolute bunch to me. I'll see you all in the next one. Check my sponsors out and all that good stuff. Peace.